So guys, a wonderful good morning from Iceland, Reykjavik, Keflavik International Airport. Not flying Iceland Air today, I'm gonna save that for another day, but I'll be flying Wizzair, one of the biggest budget airlines in Europe and also the one with the worst seat pitch, at least from my research. So today is all about budget airline. I'm flying to Milan, 3.5 hours. That's a long time on a budget airline, so I'm sure I will be able to give a nice summary by the end of the flight. But I'm gonna tell you all about it, what I paid, what do you have to think of, and which package you should purchase in order to have a good experience on Wizzair. So let's do this, let's check in and let's fly to Italy. Also, I've just checked in with a very pleasant experience. If you book the Wizz Priority, you have a dedicated check-in counter, which is pretty good. So my flight was 81 euros and I booked the priority package, which means you get checked luggage, you can take a bag on board, you can pick your seat, so it's a 40 euros extra, which was totally worth it so far. Also, the stuff at the counter was very, very lovely. So got a beautiful view here, the 757-200 of Iceland Air with the special livery Vatnajökull. I think it is the biggest glacier in the world or in Europe. I'm not 100% sure, but you can let me know in the comments. And security check quite an easy. And also, if you come to Iceland, I arrived here 2 days, you have to do a COVID test. And you have to pay for it yourself. I paid 110 Australian dollars, which is probably like 90, 85 euros. And we had a very interesting debate whether the government should pay for it or the passenger. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below.
Also, a lot of you guys have asked me which app I use to keep myself updated on the latest travel restrictions. Well, I use App in the Air, which just released a new feature with all corona travel restrictions for each individual country, which is updated by the minute. Check out the link in the description box below and download the app too, so you stay updated as well.
So this is it, the Airbus A321 of Wizzair. They have 40 of them and they have another 200 A321 Neos, and I think 40 of them are XLR, so extra long range A321s on order, which can fly distances up to like 8,000, 9,000 nautical miles, which is quite some distance. But yeah, this is it. 3.5 hours of Wizzair ahead of me, and I do, with the priority package, I do have priority boarding, which is also always very much appreciated. So let's do this, let's do Wizzair to Milan. So I am the very first to board, just for you guys. So this is it, here we are on board the Airbus A321, and considering that they have the worst seat pitch of all the budget airlines with 28 inch, for like instance EasyJet has 29, even Ryanair has 30 inch. This looks actually pretty decent. Also comes with foldable table. So I don't know what it's like on Ryanair and EasyJet, but here on Wizzair the seats don't come with a recline. As you can see, there is no button. So it's always the best feeling when the crew says that the boarding is completed and 2 seats next to you are still free. This is the best case scenario on a budget airline, especially one that only has a seat pitch of 28 inch.
There we go, from the rain into the sun. I'm sure a lot of you guys agree that there is no better feeling than cruising over the clouds.
So I've set up a little mini bar here for myself because first of all, it's very important that you always stay hydrated on your flights. Always bring enough water. And then I wasn't sure whether there's going to be a service on this flight due to the corona situation, because most of the airlines they don't do any service, or they just give out some weird lunch boxes on full service carriers. But here on the budget airlines, I'm not sure. I've heard Ryanair is doing service again. They only just don't serve alcohol. Also, this is my little snack box, so I don't get hungry. In fact, this is probably the longest flight I've ever done on a budget airline. If you don't consider AirAsia X a budget airline, let's say on a European budget airline. Also, I asked you guys on Instagram, what do you want to know? What do you want me to review on a budget airline? Well, first of all, everybody wanted a Louvre review, which is going to come, so don't worry about that. They also asked me about all the hidden costs you have. I think I pointed it out pretty well with the priority option or package you can book, which also means that you can bring 2 items on board, so a carry-on plus a personal item. If you don't book that option, you can't check anything in, and you can only bring a personal item on this flight, something that fits under the seat. First impression of the crew, actually pretty nice. I had a first impression, they're lovely, they had a good smile, they've been very helpful during the boarding process, so which isn't always given on budget airlines. So yeah, overall I have a very good impression of this airline. The seats are nice. I don't think the seat pitch, the small seat pitch is too disturbing, so yeah, so far so good.
And surprise, surprise, Wizzair did execute food service on board. They didn't hand out menus, but they had every item displayed on the card. And then something happened which left a very good impression on the airline. I purchased a coffee with my debit card, and it seemed to go through. She served the coffee, but also at the same time she realized that the transaction was declined. She asked if I was carrying any euros, but I only had British pounds on me, which she couldn't accept. She went back to the galley to consult her cabin manager, and in the end she said I can keep the coffee. I insisted to give her £5 anyways, but she said it was okay. I saw that once happening on Norwegian, and they took the coffee away, but in this case I really appreciated the kind gesture. If anyone from Wizzair is watching right now, I'm happy to send you guys €3. Otherwise, thanks for being all nice about it. I really appreciate it.
So welcome to the Louvre review here on Wizzair. There's 2 lavatories in the back, one in the front, and you have everything here. Power outlet, nursing table. It also looks very clean. It doesn't smell weird. Yeah, even have like an individual air conditioning here. I'm not sure what I've seen that before on any airline. Then mirrors, a hood for your jacket. So does Wizzair pass the Louvre review? Yes, they do. I'm very satisfied. So we just started our descent into Milan or Malpensa airport, and as usual I'm gonna give you a full summary of today's flight once we're on the ground.
I was very satisfied with my trip, and at no time I felt like I was traveling on a budget airline, only when it came to the price. It was a seamless experience from check-in to landing, and I feel very confident that Wizzair seems like a good airline which isn't too crazy about making money at all costs, unlike Ryanair. Well, thank you so much for watching, guys, and let me know in the comments what you think of Wizzair. Also, give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and also a big thank you to my amazing patrons. Check out my Patreon page too if you want to get some exclusive extra footage, or join our WhatsApp group where you can ask me all your questions. Well, this is it for today. Have a safe trip wherever you're off to. Thanks for watching.